What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video for Saturday, October 5th. We are here. The division series is here. We've got Detroit versus Cleveland. We've got the Yankees versus the Royals. And in the National League, we've got the Mets versus Philly. And we have the Dodgers versus San Diego today. We've got 4 games, 8 teams, 8-ish pitchers. We're going to see an opener. We're going to see a player we haven't seen in a while. But we've got it all. So I wanted to break it down for you because, again, I've been being told that you guys, there's not a ton of people out there doing this. So still want to bring this to you. If you have not checked out our NFL content, we've been, when I say we, the videos that I've been putting out, you guys have been liking. So we have the main Slate Breakdown, which is a Fanduel breakdown this week. I will link that here. There is the stacks video that we put out. That's there as well. And then what I've started to employ is going and making shorts. So breaking those up a little bit to make shorts. Just see if we can get a new crowd in here as well. So make sure you check out the shorts as well. I don't know if there are ads on there or just watch them. But the more you guys watch them, maybe play them in the background, the better it helps the algorithm. I've also started posting onto our Instagram page. And I re-upped our what is it called? TikTok. And I put that on TikTok as well. So if you guys could check all of that, the link should be down below. Same with the link to our Discord if you guys would like to help us out. So that being said, if you're new to the channel, we do have giveaways every single video. So the way to enter this giveaway, like this video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment for the comment picker to pick you up. If the video can get at least 50 likes and you've left a comment, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. That is a week of everything. So MLB, NASCAR, NBA once it's back, NFL, PGA, MMA. MMA is tonight at 5:30 Eastern, or 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. So it is a night one. So make sure you check out all of that out as well. On top of that, if this video gets at least 100 likes, you have a chance at a free month. 150 likes, a chance at a free year. 200 or more likes, a chance at a lifetime pass. So make sure you check us out. Make sure you subscribe because we are doing some big things for NFL this year. And like I said, we broke down the Thursday Night Football showdown. I gave you Sterling Shepard as a punt play touchdown guy that I liked, and he had one. We're going to do that for the Sunday morning game, which we have a London game. Then we have a Sunday night game, and then we have a Monday night game as well. So we're bringing you content as much as we possibly can. So if you are new to the channel, hit that like button. Clicking on the ads helps us out way more than you know. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a giveaway from the last baseball video we had where we ended up having, what was it? We had on that video 1,100 views and 78 likes. So we're going to give away 1 week pass right now. So let's see who the winners, and you can come back tomorrow and win every single day. Same thing with our other NFL videos as well. Jalga, congratulations with the comment. Thank you for this. No, thank you for checking us out. I know you've been with us a minimum of a year, at least a year, if not more. So if you see this, please like the video and say you saw this, and then email me dfshelp1@gmail.com and let me know your username on the website, and we will get you set up for that free week. Now, these videos are sponsored by Outlier.bet, which is exactly what we're going to use to break down this video. So we're going to, if you don't know what Outlier is, it is a fantastic website platform to help you with bets. But I like to break it down for DFS as well because it has BVP, it has batter splits, it has the pitchers. It's got everything that we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to use DraftKings, and we're going to use this to hopefully give you guys the best information we possibly can. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you some of the top bats according to simulations. Now, there's not very many 10 out of 10, so I just want to give you the top bats that the simulations think are going to rock in the AL and NLDS. So, that being said, like I said, we've got 4 games. We're going to look into it. So, ballpark factors, I'll put this in the Discord. The wind is blowing out in LA. San Diego at the Dodgers plus 15% for a home run. So we've got some good odds there, so we'll definitely check that out. The wind is blowing in from left at Citizens Bank Park, so the Mets at the Phillies, minus 5% chance. Yankee Stadium, wind is blowing from left to right, 3% chance of home runs. We'll see what we've got there. And then we got progressive field, Detroit at Cleveland. The wind is blowing directly in. It has the worst odds for home runs. Still, players could still hit them, but those are the odds that they have. So, that being said, let's dig into it. So with Outlier, you hit start betting because it's mainly built for bettors, which you can check it out as well. The link is down below if you guys want to click on it. You get a 7-day free trial. And then you have 2 packages to pick from. But we are going to change this to MLB. The insights for NFL and MLB flow into our Discord. So will the NBA ones once NBA starts in a couple of weeks. And you can just see, like, Shohei Ohtani's failed to exceed 0.5 home runs in 4 of his last 5 games at home. But he's a different beast. So I go here to games. And then we are going to go game by game, brick by brick, and hopefully make you rich by rich. So, what we're talking about. Detroit at Cleveland, first game. We're going to have Tyler Holton opening the game up just like we saw, a couple of days ago. And then they believe it's going to be Reese Olson as the pitcher of long relief. So, not necessarily going to be the one that happens, but Holton's going to be opening. So, obviously, we look at what he did. Didn't do much. 1 inning, 1K, 18 pitches. Faced all 3 batters, 4.3 fantasy points. You're not going to be paying for that, okay? So he's pretty much out. We're not using Holton. He's not going to get you the fantasy points you need. You're not going to pay $6,500 for 1 inning. So he is out completely. Then is it Reese Olson? It could be Reese Olson. It's not confirmed yet. It was the same way the other time, and then they didn't do it. He has not pitched since the 26th of September. He hasn't done much overall. He has faced Cleveland, though, twice this year. 12 innings pitched, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 7 Ks, average 15.5. At 6,300, if he is confirmed going to be the second pitcher, comes in the second inning and maybe goes to the 6th inning or more, I don't mind him at 6,300. Again, we have not had confirmation on this yet. So be weary of that. But he still comes in with 3.53 ERA, over 100 strikeouts. He has had success against his Cleveland team. But Cleveland, we obviously know they're a really good hitting team, but the wind is blowing in. So that is a plus for Reese Olson as well. And you're able to do a lot if you put him in your lineup. So then on the flip side of that, for Cleveland, got Tanner Bibby going up against Detroit, 3.47 ERA on the year. He's faced Detroit 4 times this year. 22 innings pitched, 11 earned runs, 19 hits allowed, but also had 19 strikeouts. So while giving up hits, he's had the strikeouts. Does have a 4.50 ERA, averaging 13.6. Now, Detroit, don't know how they made it in. They made it in. Had no business being in the playoffs, and now it's a Cinderella story. I don't want a Cinderella story because my team is still in it, not Cleveland. They're the hottest hitting team right now. Bibby's not had success against them, and if you look at his splits, he is worse at home. But with the wind blowing in, that might not be a huge factor. So we'll look at that. We'll talk about it. Bibby, for tournaments, I'm okay with because it's still Detroit. But the way they've been hitting, I might be fading this game in pitching. So let's look at the bats. So we look at the bats. Bibby, less walks per innings pitched for him. But what I love about Outliers, you can see. So you've got BVP. A lot of people like BVP. You've also got splits. So how they've done on the year for 2024. Also how they broke it down. How they've done against right-handed pitching in Bibby. And then how they faced Bibby. So if we look at Detroit against Bibby, Matt Vierling has 2 home runs. Okay. Kerry Carpenter has 1 home run. They've had success against him. Again, very, very small sample size. But then if you dig in a little bit more against right-handed pitching, and this is how I'll break it down a little bit. The green means they're better against right-handed pitching. The red means they're worse against right-handed pitching. But then you dig in a little bit more. You can still see that, like Colt Keith is batting .251 with 12 bombs against right-handed pitching. He just hits better against lefties. But if you look at his splits overall, 12 of his 13 home runs have come against right-handed pitching. So you got to get a little bit more granular when you're trying to build these lineups when you want to be the best. So, that being said, the bats that I would look at, Riley Green, batting .280 with 18 bombs. Got Kerry Carpenter batting .305 with 17 bombs and has success against Bibby in the past. Jake Rogers only batting 207, but has 9 home runs. I don't know if he'll be the starting catcher or not. Matt Vierling with 13 bombs has 2 home runs against him. So good odds there. Winfield Perez batting 251, bats better against righties, and has 8 home runs on the year against righties. Parker Meadows, if he's in there, 239 batting average, but 8 home runs as well. There are a ton of home runs. The hottest hitting team. They got a manager who maybe he was part of the cheating scandal in Houston. He was. Was he the fall guy? He was the only fall guy, which is wild. But he's a good manager when he, assuming he's not cheating. But Detroit, could they surprise? Nobody has them beating Cleveland. They have a chance. Cleveland's pitching's good though. If Bibby gets through it and they get into this bullpen, Class A comes in, it's almost case closed. So they got to get on him early, but they've had success against him this year already. Then we look at Cleveland bats against Holton. Nothing. We're not really going to see anything against him. What we're going to look at is 2024. And if you want to see like even more splits, if you go to Fantasy Team Advisors, go to MLB. We've got all of this information. We've got player projections, simulation models, the Vegas odds. We'll talk about those. We got BVP matchups, batter splits. So go check out the batter splits, how they do against righties, how they do against lefties. Then you can break it down if you think the bullpen's going to come in. So go check out. It's $10 for a week, and that gets you every sport, or it's $30 for a month. Anyone who signs up for a month pass today, I'm going to give you an extra month on top of it. So $30 for a month, but I'm going to give you 2 months, an extra month if you sign up today. Or we have a yearly pass. It's normally $200. If you email me right now, we got 7 spots available left. 7 spots left for $99. Under $100, and it's half off this weekend only, so make sure you check it out. So we look at the Cleveland bats. We obviously know Jose Ramirez is a stud. Josh Naylor had a monster year this year with 31 bombs. But Stephen Kwan's one I would look at. I would look at Lane Thomas. I would look at, depending on who's in there. You could look at Bo Naylor, 13 bombs, but only batting 201. David Fry's another one, 14 bombs, 263. Kind of wait for this lineup to come out, but I like these bats here. I do give the slight edge to Cleveland just because they're a better hitting team. But again, Detroit, hottest hitting team right now. I don't know if they can be stopped today. Again, though, this is the playoffs. Literally anything can happen. Next game, the Mets at the Phillies. So, funny story, I was going to make this video yesterday. The Mets had David Peterson listed. Just the starter, and that was it. I'm glad I did not because they brought in Kodai Senga. I don't understand. Like, he's back. He's only pitched once this year. He pitched back on July. He started on the IL. He then came back right before the trade deadline. Had a fantastic start. 5.1 innings, only 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, 27.6 fantasy points. Then he got hurt again, and he has only pitched once this year. Now he's starting the first game of the NLDS against the Phillies. This seems wild to me. If we look at his numbers against Philly, 45 plate appearances in his career, obviously being not around. He hasn't pitched this year, and last year was when he faced them. 146 batting average, 31.1 K percentage. These numbers are great. Okay, these numbers are fantastic. But I'm scared to pay $9,000 for a guy that's probably not going to go 4 innings. Might not even go 3. So this is a best of 5. This isn't like the wild card if you're new to playoff baseball, for DFS purposes anyway. So they're not going to give him the hook as quickly. I do not trust Senga enough. If you make multiple lineups, like 20 plus lineups, maybe throw him in there. But $9,000 for a guy who's only thrown 5.1 innings this year in meaningful. Did he even do anything in spring training? I don't even remember. I don't trust him at $9,000. I can't believe they kept him at $9,000. Now I could be wrong, and he could have a fantastic game. Okay, he could, but Philly's a great hitting team. We know this. And then on the flip side of that, they got Zach Wheeler going up against the Mets, facing his former team, sub 260 ERA for the year, 224 strikeouts. 16-7 record, 200 innings pitched. Only faced the Mets once this year, but in that game, did get the loss, but went 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, just didn't have run support, 23 fantasy points, exactly what we need. So we do not have a pitcher over 10,000. We do not have a pitcher over 9,500. So if you're projecting, we're needing about 20 minimum out of your pitcher on DraftKings and about 40 on FanDuel for the pricing. So we look at that. Wheeler's great. The Mets, overall, yeah, they're in the division series. Overall, they didn't put up a ton of runs against the Brewers. And looking at the breakdown, it looks like Pete Alonso, they only put up the runs they did because Devin Williams was tipping his pitch. If you haven't seen the John Boy breakdown, make sure you check that out. He was tipping his pitch, and they knew what's happening. So with the news coming out, fully expect the Phillies know not to tip their pitches. Their pitching's great. Their offense is great. I don't trust the Mets enough. Now, I could be wrong, but this, again, I have been wrong in the past. But me here, this is my thought process when I'm building lineups, and I want to bring it to you. So, I love Wheeler here. The Mets offense didn't look that good in the wild card. They got the runs they needed when they needed it. So yeah, look, and again, even in the doubleheader on Monday, they didn't put up very many runs until they started going back and forth with the Braves pitching, which the Braves pitching was a little sus, as the kids say, not compared to what Wheeler's going to bring to the table. But let's look at the bats. So the Mets bats against right-handed pitching this year. Overall, up and down. You got Alonso with 25 bombs. J.D. Martinez with 10. Mark Vientos had 20. Brandon Nimmo had 19. Jesse Winker had 13. Like, these are bats I would use for sure. Against Wheeler, they have had some success. Brandon Nimmo has 2 home runs, batting .302 and 43 at bats. So that's a good sample size. 43 at bats, perfect sample size there. Jose Iglesias, 417 batting average. I don't know if he's going to be in the game, but we'll definitely see. Lindor has a home run. You could look at those. And like, this is kind of what I've told you. The red means worse, but you could say Iglesias still batting .303 against right-handed pitching with 3 bombs. Acuna, 292, obviously a young guy there. Alvarez, 236. So I think everyone's going to be on Wheeler, which makes sense. If you want to pivot and go against the grain, just in case. Again, when you're playing playoff baseball, I would say probably make 20 lineups, do a 20 max enter on DraftKings. I would get the Mets as a stack here just a little bit too. Then you got Philly against Kodai. No home runs. I don't know what we're going to get out of him. That's the problem. Against right-handed pitching, you can see Philly did worse against right-handed pitching. Harper had 21 home runs, batted .277. Bohm had 9 home runs, .276. Schwarber, .218 batting average, 26 home runs. So what's funny is Schwarber had a .248 batting average on the year. Against right-handed pitching, though, he's striking out 29.3%. They're striking out a ton. If somehow Senga gets us 5 innings, he could break this slate. But again, he's 9,000 and he's pitched 5.1 innings total this year. That scares me. I don't know. I just don't want to put him in there. I don't want you to make only 1 or 2 lineups. He's one of your pitchers, or he's a second pitcher in all of them, and he goes 2 innings and screws us because he's so expensive. So I would be cautious with that, but this is how I break this game down for the Mets at the Phillies. Next one. We've got Kansas City at New York. We've got Michael Wacha versus Garrett Cole. Now, are we going to get Cy Young Garrett Cole? Are we going to get 2022 playoff Garrett Cole? Are we going to get Garrett Cole came off the IL and gave up a ton of home runs this year? I don't know. Being a Yankees fan, I'm going to see. We're going to break it down. I'm also looking to try and get tickets Wednesday in Kansas City because it's only a couple hours away, and I've not been able to go to a playoff game that the Yankees were in that was this close. Like, Minnesota is close. Like, they're not as close, but tickets are like $300 for very bad tickets, and having 2 kids, I don't think it's possible. Unless I have another fantastic DFS betting this weekend. So we made $700 this past weekend with our NFL content. So if you have not checked it out, make sure you do. If I can have one more of those, I might be able to convince my wife to let the kids go to my in-laws and go to a game on Wednesday. Probably not, though. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not. I will be at home watching the game, and hopefully it's my last week of paternity. I took 8 weeks off, and it's over. But anyway, we are looking at this. You got Michael Wacha going in to Yankee Stadium, 3.35 ERA. He actually has not faced the Yankees this year. When you look at splits, he has been worse on the road, a 3.78 ERA. But if you look at his career stats against them, 153 plate appearances, 244 batting average. So not bad, but 17.6 K percentage. Obviously, that did not come with Kansas City. Most likely came with Boston when they faced each other, or Tampa Bay. I think he was in Tampa Bay too. Which Yankees team are we going to have? Now, this is the problem. The Yankees have not played since Sunday. Did not have their best lineup out there Sunday, but some of their stars have not played since Sunday. The Royals just dominated Baltimore, and now, they've got that momentum going into this game. Those are all key things you might not be thinking about when you build your lineups. Overall, you would like to think the Yankees would have the edge, but again, having 5 days off, being rusty or not rusty, they have been having practice at night to simulate the games, which is great. That's a great idea. So keep that in that same sense. This game is in the afternoon at 5:38. So we'll look at that. And then you got Garrett Cole. He has not faced the Royals this year. And then if you look at his game logs, he's had 2 really good starts, one against a bad Oakland team and a complete game, and then one against Baltimore, which was a great team. So he's had 2 good tune-ups. He had a bad game against Boston, but a couple of great games. Like, he's been Cy Young with the strikeouts too in his recent games. This is exactly what we need, the kind of mindset for him. Under 100 strikeouts, obviously we're not used to that, but he didn't start pitching until June. And luckily the arm injury was not Tommy John. We look at his numbers against them. 147 plate appearances, 224 batting average, a 32% strikeout rate against this team. So if he can hold down Salvi Perez and he can hold down Bobby Witt Jr., the Yankees have a really good shot. They need to jump out early on Michael Wacha. They need to put up at least 3 runs in the first inning is what I would look at. So then we dig in. We look at the Royals against Garrett Cole in their career. Sal Perez does have a home run, batting .083. Tommy Pham has a home run, batting .235. Other than that, they really haven't had success. But against right-handed pitching this year, you got Perez with 18 bombs. You got Paul DeJong with 19 bombs. You got Michael Massey, 12 home runs. Pasquantino, 15. Bobby Witt Jr. batted .336 with 28 bombs against that. All Bobby Witt needs to do is flick the bat out, take it to opposite field for a home run. Hopefully it doesn't happen. He also steals bases. You would think it's going to be Austin Wells behind the plate. Austin Wells can throw people out. Jose Trevino cannot throw people out. There's no way Trevino sniffs the starting lineup, you would think. Who knows? MJ Melendez, 17 home runs. Kyle Isbell, 8 home runs. If you want to get crazy, you can go a Kansas City stack. I don't mind that, but I'd rather go the Yankees. And Garrett Cole being 8,300, we're getting some value there. I'd rather pay 8,300 for Cole than 9,000 for Senga. I don't like that at all. And then the Yankees bats against Michael Wacha. Stanton does have a home run. He's been heating up heading into the playoffs. That's the only one with a home run. Against right-handed pitching this year, the Yankees have been better against right-handed pitching. Wells has 13 bombs. Stanton, 22. Chisholm, 18 home runs. He's a sneaky one here. Judge, 42 of his 58 were against right-handed pitching. Batting .326 against righties. For whatever reason, you would think this lineup would be built to smash lefties. No. We need them to hit early in this game and often, because once they get to Cole Reagans, it scares me a little bit. Seth Lugo scares me a little bit. Verdugo, going to be starting left field, 11 bombs. Juan Soto, 28 bombs, batting .293. I do like a Yankee stack. I think those bats are what we're going to look at. It's going to be expensive, but you got to get Judge in there. You got to get Soto in there, probably Jazz in there, Austin Wells. First base is probably Oswaldo Cabrera, or we're going to get a cheap option in Ben Rice. Ben Rice might be in there. He's 3,200, a lefty bat against a righty pitcher. Had that monster game with 3 home runs against Boston. Really didn't do anything after that, but that's some value we could find in there. Okay? So that's the way I would break this down in this game. So that's the third game broken down. Now we get to the final one. The Padres at the Dodgers. And what I forgot to mention is Vegas odds. These games have started to shift a little bit. They were really close implied team totals. Cleveland has a 4.0 implied team total or implied run total over 3.5 for Detroit. Phillies 4.3 compared to Mets 3.5. You've got the Yankees 4.7 compared to the Royals 3.7. Yesterday it was 4.7 to 4.6. It was 4.0 to 3.9. It was very close. And now it has shifted. The Dodgers are 4.4 to San Diego's 4.1. So that brings us to this game. We've got Yamamoto going up against Dylan Cease. So Dylan Cease on the year, 3.47 ERA. Splits-wise, he has faced the Dodgers twice this year. 1 win, no loss, 10.2 innings, 4 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, 15.8. Game log-wise, coming off not a good start against the Dodgers. Just faced him his last start. 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. They lost 4-3, so not ideal. 8.5 fantasy points. Still, you're getting around 100 pitches out of him, most likely. Against the Dodgers, he had that start, and then against the Dodgers the time before that, 5.2 innings, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. So he's been up and down. That one came at home, didn't it? And then if you look at his splits when he's on the road, he's got a 383. So he has been worse on the road. At 8,600, I'm okay with that because everyone's going to be on the Dodgers. It scares me a little bit. Then you got Yamamoto. 3 ERA. This year, 10 home games, 3.89 ERA. So he has been worse at home. And 2 games against the Padres, he's 0-1. Only 6 innings pitched total. 8 earned runs. 8 strikeouts. Didn't do too well. And San Diego's been hitting very well. It is not going to surprise me if somehow San Diego pulls this out and the Dodgers go home early yet again. We'll see. We could definitely see something like that happening. So pitching-wise, you're going to save a little bit of money with Cease. Let's dig into the numbers. I think everyone's going to be on the Dodgers. We got to get a little different. We got to bring home that bacon somehow. Speaking of, if you all could go over to Twitter and share our posts and tag, if you ever win money or if you ever see something and you tag us and use the promo code or the hashtag bringing home the bacon, that would help. I need the algorithm. I'm trying to go hard on just social media this football season just to get our name out there. We do have sponsors, but I want to get some brand recognition. That's why I started posting on TikTok, Instagram Reels, Instagram Story. Please go follow us there. I have not posted on Instagram in over a year. That's going to change. Every time we post to YouTube, I'm going to make shorts. I'm going to put those shorts over on TikTok. I'm going to put those shorts into Reels as well on Instagram. And all of that will help you guys because the more people we come in, the more ad revenue, the better these videos can get, the longer these videos can get. My goal would be to make this full-time. Probably not going to happen, but it would be awesome if I could. So we look at this. Padres bats against Yamamoto. Machado does have a home run. That's the only one with a home run, okay? But against right-handed pitching this year, you do see they do hit better against righties. Diaz, 270 batting average, 5 home runs. Probably not in there. Higashioka has been heating up lately. 10 home runs, 230 batting average. Luis Arraez, 3 home runs. He's not going to hit home runs for you. He's not going to strike out, though. He's going to get on base. Bogarts, 9 home runs, batting 275. Cronenworth, 16 bombs. Machado, 22 bombs, batting 280. Does way better against righties and lefties this year. You got Jackson Merrill, 19 home runs, batting 311. Tatis, 19 home runs, batting 293. Peralta, 273. I wouldn't use Peralta, probably. Profar, 16 bombs. I love the Padres as a stack today. I think everyone's going to be on the Dodgers. Everyone's going to be on, look, Ohtani's in the playoffs. Great. He could have 3 home runs, 4 home runs in this game. Padres could still take this game against Yamamoto. Then you got the Dodgers against Cease. You do have Kike Hernandez with a home run and Ohtani with 2 bombs. Everyone's going to be on Ohtani. How expensive is he? He's 60. Okay, so they brought him down. He was 7,500, which is wild. They brought him down. He's still 6,800. He's still very expensive. Judge and Soto being over 6,000 is wild. You still got to contend with that. So you could look at those. If you were to go with Dodgers bats, obviously Freeman batting 300 with 15 months. Does have a broken finger or something's going on. Probably will have surgery after the season. So that's going on. Ohtani, obviously, but it's going to be very expensive to put him in there. I would look at Muncy a little bit. I would look at Gavin Lux a little bit too. Mookie Betts obviously is a threat to steal bases and hit home runs. Probably Will Smith as well with 12 bombs. So I don't mind these guys. Again, anything can happen. Pitching-wise, they're going to have a little bit longer leash than they did with the wild card for the teams that were in there. So the pitchers that I would not use overall, probably not. I'm not using Holton. He's only going one. Senga scares me a little bit. Again, if I make 20 lineups, I'll put him in there because maybe he goes 5 innings. Maybe he has 8 strikeouts. David Peterson, I don't think he's going to be in there. Michael Wacha, I'm probably fading him. Hopefully it's not a mistake. Bibby scares me a little bit because of how hot Detroit is. Okay? So I do love Cole. I do love Cease. I do love Wheeler. Senga for tournaments because he's had success against this team in the past is what I would look at. So those are kind of just, that's the breakdown of the 4 games that are there. If you like it this way, let me know. Tomorrow, I believe there's only 2 games. Yeah, Phillies, Dodgers, or you got the NL. So we'll still have a video for that. I'll break that down. So make sure you check us out. It won't be very long because it's a 2-gamer. But then Monday, and then are we back to just having 2 games a day? Yeah, and then Tuesday's off. No, you got the NL. Okay. And then Wednesday the 9th, which maybe I'm in the game. Maybe I'm right here. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, be on the lookout. We're going to have MLB content. We're going to have NFL content. We're going to bring it all to you. But that being said, if we were to look at these bats, these are the top 10 projected bats right now. Shouldn't be a surprise, but these are the top 10. Ohtani number 1. And these are through early simulations. Judge number 2. Profar 3. Mookie Betts is 4. Tatis is 5. Machado is 6. Trey Turner is 7. 8 is Juan Soto. 9, Bobby Witt. And 10 is Bryson Stott. So if you want to see all of them, we've got those. That'll be under the MLB tab and the simulation models for you there. If we were to try to build some sort of lineup, we could do this real quick to finish the video if this is something you like. So for instance, stacking wise, it's up and down, but we could do something like this. Let's try. Let's try to build one lineup, get a little bit creative with it, and then we'll end the video there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little creative. Again, we don't know if the lineups aren't out yet. Obviously, it's 7 a.m. But if you want to see this lineup that comes out and then make some adjustments with it if these players are not out, this does allow us certain ways to build lineups. So with catching, I think Alvarez is going to be in here at 2,900. But you could pivot to Higashioka if you wanted. Let's see. Let's build early and then see if we can pivot anywhere else. Okay. So first base, I don't know if he's going to be in there, but Manzardo at 2,400. You could look. Okay. It's probably not going to be him, but it could. So we can pivot off of this when the lineups come out. Colt Keith for Detroit. Cheap option at 33. You're able to find some cheap options because we are going to pay up in the outfield, but it's not who you think we're going to pay up for. Third base, you could look at, I don't know if he'll be in there. Edmundo Sosa probably playing second though. for 3,100. And you can see very cheap options here. Shortstop. I think I want to go Bogey for sure. Outfield. We can get both of the guys from the Yankees in. Now we're at 4,800. So we could look at Brandon Nimmo, who had success against Wheeler. That's 4,300. Now we have 500 left on the table. So first base. Or let's go catcher. So let's say you don't want Alvarez. You want to go Higashioka at 3. You could go that way. Basically, it's Bo Naylor there. So let's say we go Higgy. Then we got 400 left. Maybe Manzardo is not in there. So first base, we're at 2,800. Yeah, that's as low as you can really go there. For sure. I don't know if LeMahieu made the roster or not. So it's a way to go. So first base, Manzardo, but if he is not in there, when's the last game he played? 9/28 against Houston. Hasn't done anything. So I'm probably off of that. So let's take out him, and let's see about Bogey being out. So with that, Bogarts being 4,000, we could go Oswaldo Cabrera if he starts first base. He could be third, or he could be shortstop. Okay. For instance, let's say it is Ben Rice. Now, against a righty, he's going to be cheap. So 3,200 there, and then we're at 3,600 for a shortstop. So shortstop at 3,600. We can go Volpe if you want to go Yankee stack. That might be the way to go. If you think the Yankees are going to have a good game, there you go. That's a Yankee stack there. You got Cole as the pitcher, and then you got Ben Rice, Volpe, Judge, and Soto. And then just a couple of others, one-offs on other ones. So again, the playoffs are a little bit different. We can go this way. So this is one way to build a lineup. So if this is something you're interested in, that is a way to build. Or we could look at a different way of building and not paying up. So we'll do one more lineup. Again, these are just starting lineups. We got to wait for the lineups to come out. But I want to go Dylan Cease and Cole again. Okay, so catcher that we know is going to start, Real Muto. He's expensive, but he's going to start. Continue with the trend with third base. Or second base, sorry. You got Cronenworth at 3,500 or Colt Keith at 3,300, right up there. I don't mind either of those. But let's go Cronenworth, okay? First base is still not 100%, but third base, I want to go Alec Bohm. Shortstop, I want to go Lindor. So we're paying up a lot. In the outfield, Nimmo had success. So Brandon Nimmo has had success. Verdugo is going to be starting, and he's a cheap option against a lefty or against a righty. And he's got to get the critics off his back. Maybe he has a huge game here. Hopefully he does not ground into double place. I get that. You want to continue the trend of Detroit stack against Bibby? I'm okay with that. Now we're at 3,700 for first base. So we can go Clemens, who's probably not there. David Fry might be playing. JD Martinez could be playing. Torkelson could be playing. Ben Rice, 3,200. It's all coming down to Ben Rice. That's probably... You could go Ben Rice, and then you could pivot up because you have 3,700 left. So you have 500 to play with. So if Ben Rice is out, you could go Torkelson. If you look at Torkelson, game log, positive the last 3 games. Splits, 3 games against Cleveland this year, 2 strikeouts, really hasn't done much. Maybe he's in there, maybe he's not. So let's go Ben Rice and just expect him to be in there. If he is not, we can pivot. So these are just starting points. If you like the video, make sure you check us out. Go follow us on all social media. Hopefully we can break it down for you. Make sure you check out the stacks video here, right here, and the main slate breakdown here, or it's vice versa. I don't know where it's at. So that's what I've got for you. I might even make an updated video, or I might actually be able to go live on Sunday morning before lock. I don't know. We could maybe see about that as well. So see if I've got some time. So that's what I've got in this video. If you found it helpful, informative, and useful, hit the like button. If there are certain things you would like removed out of these videos, if there are certain things you would like to see in these videos, let us know. Because we're going to be making content for you for MLB, and we're very excited for it. So that's what I've got in this video. Good luck, and as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.